I was talking to them for a minute. I was like talking to one of the guys. The taller guy was not happy. So he like whispered to the girl, I guess, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or just his date for the night or what. Basically like, I don't want him here.
Sorry, it's okay because I have cash with me, just 500 baht. And then what he said is, why don't you just go ask your boyfriend? He's a Farang. He has a lot of money.
So I get in her car. She doesn't know about these police checkpoints, how they work. And I'm telling her like, hey, there's a checkpoint coming up. And she drives right through the checkpoint. And then the police freak out and they start chasing us. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the One Night in Bangkok podcast. If you guys are new here, my name is Eric. I'm here with my favorite Bangkok podcast girl, Ern, and together we're bringing you some of the best people, places, and stories from here in Bangkok. If you're traveling to Thailand soon, if you want to live here, hit the subscribe button. We've got so many cool people and places and things we want to show you, and I don't want you to miss anything. If you want to listen to the audio-only version while you're in the car or while you're working or you're at the gym, we've got that available on Apple and Spotify podcasts. I will link to that down below. And if you want to live here, if you're moving here and you have questions about how to get set up, where to find an apartment, or how to get a bank account, or anything like that, we've got a private Facebook group down below. I'll leave the link. So if you have any questions for me or Ern or anybody else in the group, you can ask us down there. It's the best way to reach us. We've got over 1,000 people in the group now, so it's a great resource. If you guys don't have time for all of the full episodes, you can check out the clips on our separate clips channel. They're just like 5 or 10 minutes long. You can binge those throughout the week, especially because I know there's a lot of people that are new to the podcast that haven't seen some of the old episodes. So you can check out the clips channel. And lastly, if you're having a good time with us and you want to support the channel, buy us a coffee, buy us a drink down below. We love putting these shows together. They're a lot of work, but we're going to keep this party rolling. So tonight I'm hanging out with Ern.
Again.
We're catching up on some of the things we've been doing over the last few weeks.
Right.
So we just posted the episode with Thai Talk with Paddy, which the truth is we recorded that episode
Long time ago.
in June, and it's now January, and it just posted.
New Year.
And
right.
That's totally okay, but I was shocked by how many people were asking us about that episode. I didn't realize he had so many fans. I was talking to some of my friends about Paddy, and they asked me like, well, what does he do? Is he like a YouTuber, or like, why is he popular? Mm-hmm. And yeah, he's a YouTuber, but when you try to explain like why people like him, it's a little different than other people, right? Because he's just very good at speaking Thai.
Yeah,
and it seems
very good.
It seems funny when you put it that way, but the thing I like about his channel is that he interviews Thai people in Thai most of the time, and he puts like the English subtitles. Yep. So especially if you're trying to learn Thai or you're trying to understand more of the language, it's cool to be able to see these interviews in Thai and then be able to follow along in English. So if you haven't seen Paddy's channel, check it out. It's Thai Talk with Paddy on YouTube. So that's up now. So Ern, what have you been doing?
What I've been doing, it's always work, and after work just eat, so I'm getting fat now.
Well, you told me you're not partying anymore. When we met, you were going out a lot, and now you're not so much.
Yeah, exactly. But now not that much anymore, because it's for sure, it's because of from work. It's pretty exhausted, like, after work. So I just want to fulfill my stomach. So I always just go to some restaurant not far. Always Sukhumvit 11. That's my spot after I finish work.
You were telling me about some late night spots. When I'm always on the lookout for late night restaurants, because sometimes I get out of the nightclub or the bar or whatever, and I don't feel like going home. I want to go eat somewhere.
Yeah.
So what are some recommendations?
Well, I mean, it's just inside 11, Sukhumvit 11, that I used to work in the restaurant. So they're top 3 that I always go there. It's Oscar, Tony's, and Molino. That's like top 3 because I work at M Sphere Mall. So this is not far. And after I finish, and then just go home.
Yeah, Oscar is one of my favorite restaurants.
Yeah,
I love it. For me, it has the best quality food to price ratio. Like, it's not really expensive, but the food there is so good, and they have so many different things. And like you said, the kitchen is open late. I think during the week, the kitchen's open till around 11:30. And on the weekend, I think it might be 12:30. But don't
which
quote
is
me on that.
very late.
Yeah.
Like
For a full kitchen.
Compared to other restaurants.
Yeah.
That's why I always like top one. The first one will be Oscar always, because like the pasta is good, the pizza, and the price it's affordable for me. For like, even I take my friends who like my college, and then she said like, oh, if compared to like some restaurant, it's not pricey at all, and it's a quite good portion for someone who come alone or just like a few friends, and this is quite good portion. So that's why I like it. And also they have like seafoods, spaghetti that I like. I'm Thai.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, spaghetti, seafood.
So you also mentioned Tony's, which is across the
Tony's.
street, which I also
Yes.
like. Italian food. Tony's on Soy 11.
Yeah.
Now they have late night food, but they have like a shortened menu for late night.
For
so
late
sometimes we go there after
Yeah.
we film the podcast. I think last time we went, we got like pizza and for a late night menu, they actually have a lot of things because
Yeah.
some late night menus, they give you like 3 options, but Tony's has like pizza, pasta, dessert. They have a lot of things. So
Yeah.
you can check out Tony's. And the third one you mentioned was what?
Molino. Yeah, the Mexican, because I like the Baja fish tacos there, because it's same when it's like maybe cross to, I'm not sure, 10 or 11, it's going to be the late night menu. And mostly it's more about like the guacamole and the tacos. That's what I like.
Guacamole and tacos. I like how you speak Spanish.
Why?
Well, when we had Javier here last week, he's from Spain. His accent is very difficult for you.
Because actually, I used to work at Molino, and before I don't know about like the Mexican food at all. I don't know, like when I went to the US, I don't know why people like have such a long queue on the Mexican restaurant waiting for tacos, waiting for, I don't know, not like Mexican food. And I'm curious, so I told my friend, can you just grab some and like just.
Yeah, Molino has
Give
great
it for
Mexican
me.
food for Bangkok. It can be hard in Asia, but it's
Yeah.
great there. So, and we actually almost ran into each other the other night because you were at M-Sphere and then you were leaving.
Yes.
And I went to M-Sphere late and I went to Tic Tac Toe. Mm-hmm. Tic Tac Toe is, so at M-Sphere is the new mall they made last year. And on the 5th floor, is it?
Yeah,
They call it M Wonder.
M Wonder.
And it's all like basically nightlife and entertainment, bars and restaurants. Mommy Rose is there. And so they have this bar club, Tic Tac Toe, which I've heard about, but I don't know. I never went there, but my friend was like, oh, let's go check it out. So we went up to the 5th floor. It was Friday night. It was Friday night. And I was surprised there was no cover charge. It's not very big.
Not big,
But it
that
was,
big.
I actually think some of you might know, like my background is in nightlife, nightclub events, things like that. So I always kind of analyze these things. But a lot of clubs and bars in Thailand now, I feel like when they open, they put so much money into them, but they put money in the wrong places. They just buy like so many lights, video walls, but they don't really think about the design. This place was actually pretty basic. Have you been there?
I've been there.
Okay, so you know. So it doesn't have like crazy lights and everything. It has like one video screen.
Yes.
But I think the design is pretty good. The crowd flow is good. And the unique thing is that I don't know how they do it, but you can submit your Instagram photo.
Yeah, just tell the staff.
Oh, you have to tell the staff?
Yeah, and
Okay.
just send the picture, send the Instagram to
Okay.
their line, and then
Okay.
everybody can
So-
put their Instagram on that screen.
So what happens is on the video screen in front of everybody, like your picture can come up and it has like a quote or a message next to
Yes.
it. Like the one I saw was some girl and it said something like, I'm hotter than any Christmas present your girlfriend gave you or something like that. And then it has her Instagram username. And it's kind of a cool concept because then they're in the room with you, you know?
yeah.
They have, it's kind of like Thai style. There's a lot of tables, but there is a small dance floor area, I'll call it. It's like a small empty space.
Pretty small.
Yeah. And actually, I didn't tell you this. I ran into a subscriber there. And I ran into a subscriber. It was a girl. And it was funny because it was her and her friend, and she was at the table with 2 guys. And I think they were Thai guys. I'm not 100% sure. And there was a tall guy and a short guy. And so she came up and she said, hi, I watch you from the podcast. And Thai girls very rarely like recognize me. And if they do, it's almost always from TikTok because we post the clips on TikTok. But she said she watched on YouTube, which I never hear. So I was talking to them for a minute. I was like talking to one of the guys, the taller guy was not happy. So he like whispered to the girl, I guess, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or just his date for the night or what. Basically like, I don't want him here. So I was like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
But wait, did you put your Instagram on? No,
she just saw me.
She just, just saw you and then like, say hi.
And something else funny happened. There was behind their table, there was like a big VIP table, and there was a girl in there that was so beautiful. And I'm thinking, I've seen this girl somewhere before, but I don't know where. And she was I'm pretty sure she was an entertainment girl. We've already discussed the topic of entertainment girls in Bangkok. She was with this Korean guy who looked I could tell they weren't like, they weren't boyfriend or girlfriend just because he looked so uncomfortable and he was like drooling, and I understand why, because she was stunning. And I'm trying to think like, how can I get to her? Because I can't reach where she is. And so I'm thinking maybe I should, what I've done in the past, I've never told you this. If I see a girl that's with a guy, I don't want to like disturb them. So I talk to the girl's friend. I'll call the girl's friend over and I'll be like, hey, take my Instagram and give it to your friend later. It has worked 100% of the time. I've done it probably like 2 or 3 times. So I couldn't this time though, because I just logistically couldn't get anywhere near her. And I don't think she was with a friend. But I was thinking, where do I know this girl from? And the next morning I realized, I think she was one of the dancers at Boom Shake when we went. Do you remember? We went to Boom Shake.
I don't
Boom Shake, it was like a newer rooftop bar club in the RCA area. We talked about it on a previous episode, but we recorded a bunch of footage too. So I'm not going to put the footage of this girl because I don't want to blow up her spot, but I'm pretty sure she was one of the dancers at Boom Shake when we went. So yeah, that was that. So a question came up. I don't know if it was on Instagram or in our Facebook group or somewhere, and they were asking like, what do people do for work in Thailand? Like, what do a lot of foreigners do so that they can stay here? Because a lot of people want to move to Thailand now, or they want to move to Asia. They want to move out of Europe, out of the US, but it's hard because they have a job there and it's not remote or anything. So they're wondering like, how do so many people come here? And they're asking me, the people I know, what do they do for work? So I don't know about the foreigners that you met, but almost all of the foreigners that I know that are my friends are they're first of all, they're remote workers. Nobody I know is working in an office here, because I think as a foreigner, it's very hard to get an office job. And even if you could get an office job, I think just in terms of the salary and things like that, it's probably not going to be what you're looking for, at least long term. So I always tell people, try to either get a remote job or even better, try to do your own thing. But I feel like if I ask you this question, you're going to say you know a lot of people that work because you work in like food and restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah. So from the people that I know, if they're French people or like the people from Europe, they mostly come to work in a restaurant, sometimes as a manager, something like that, like in terms of like food industry, food and beverage. I saw many foreigners that work as chef here. Yeah, chef. At the cocktail bars, and also I met a lot of people that work in a travel agency.
As a foreigner.
Yeah. But like you apply for a job in Thailand. You work in a Agoda. I saw many people that like work in that company. Some work in a logistic company, or most of the people that I know work in the restaurant and also like travel agency in Thailand. But they don't do as a tour guide, but they do as a operation, at the management. They do the marketing. Most of them that I know.
Yeah, I talked to an Italian guy once. I forgot which restaurant he worked at. But he told me if you're Italian or French, it's so easy to get a job in a restaurant. Any
Yep.
restaurant will hire you just based on that.
Yeah, could be. Like, especially if you're like have someone like friends that you know each other, it could be just like, hey, can he try? And then just let's do it. And you quite get a pretty good salary compared to Thai people. And at the, like in the same position.
What's a good salary for like a restaurant manager?
Well, it's hard to say, but roughly that I think it's quite good is around like starting from 70K to
70,000 baht per
70
month.
Yeah, per month. But mostly I see 100K per month. And if you're being a restaurant, for example, restaurant manager, you get the benefit like maybe food allowance per
How many
month.
days per week do they have to work?
Well, I can say like my restaurant, they
Yeah.
have to work 25 days.
25 days per month.
Yeah, so
that's
6 day
at-
ops.
So it's basically 6 days per week.
Yeah, 6 days ops.
So that's a lot. So I just wanted to point that out because sometimes people assume
Actually, it's same. It's same as I work as a hostess. We have like pretty similar schedule, but their working hours is longer than mine. For example, I maybe start to work at 12 and finish at 9, but like the manager maybe has to start earlier, like could be 10 and finish at 9. Like start earlier than mine. And yeah, so just more working hours, more responsibilities, and yeah.
So to go along with that, Borsalino on Instagram says best neighborhoods to live in Bangkok. I'm assuming he means as a foreigner. It's really subjective, and I think it depends on like how long you've been here. If you're first year in Thailand, I mean, if you want your life to be easier, I would say the Sukhumvit area because
Of
most
course.
people speak English. It's a lot of things more catered towards foreigners. But I think as you're here longer, you kind of can venture out more. So I don't know. I still like Sukhumvit because a lot of the places I go are around here. But where would you recommend for someone that maybe wants to do something a little different and go to a more local area?
Well, if it's, I think I mentioned it before that it could be like further to Ramanai or Hue Quang, but it's not many like Western foreigner there in Hue Quang. But for me, it's very convenient. You're very close to the central Ramanai. You're very close to the night market, Jot Fair, or the Hue Quang night market, and also you are very close to RTA. So it's kind of not that much traffic compared to Sukhumvit, but it's still not far from the
Yeah.
convenient
And
thing.
the MRT
I
runs
think
through there,
Hue Quang,
right?
it's pretty good, and also the rental there, the condo starting from maybe 18,000, and I would say the size of the room it's pretty good because
the
I
MR
used to visit my friend's condo near Hue Quang. It start 18,000 and just big enough, and it can fit like, you can
One
have
bedroom?
one bedroom, but very big living room. And so it's quite good if you're like boyfriend, girlfriend, a couple, you can stay there.
And the MRT runs through there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think more importantly than the neighborhood is what the transportation
Yeah.
situation is. Because if there's no BTS, SkyTrain, or MRT, which is the subway,
Yeah.
it's going to be really hard. Like
Yeah.
I met someone that's visiting here for a month, and his Airbnb is like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's on the other side of the river, kind of up near Chatuchak Market, but it's not near any train or anything. So, yeah. So we were talking before you came, or actually you messaged me earlier this week, and you said you're going somewhere this week. Where are you going?
Why you wanna know? I'm going to Hua Hin.
Hua Hin.
Tomorrow.
First, how do you say this?
Hua Hin.
Hua Hin.
Yeah, Hua Hin.
Do you know that's my cat's name? My cat.
Your cat's name Hua Hin.
Hua Hin. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Hua Hin.
Yes.
Oh, why?
One's named Hua Hin, the other one's named Zanzibar.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have like a geography theme for my cats.
For your
Don't
cat.
ask. Yeah, well, I have one cat from America, one Thai cat, and I never had been to Hua Hin.
Really?
But
why you name your cat
because
Hua
I was
Hin?
new in Thailand at that time, just 1 month, and I would listen to this album, and they had a song called Hua Hin, and I knew it was a place in Thailand, and I thought it was supposed to be like a really popular beach area, and my cat is kind of like beach colored, so I was like, okay. Then I actually
Let's
went
name
to
Hua Hin.
I went to Hua Hin, and you know, it's okay. Have you've been there before or no?
Just once with my friends. They do the party, like birthday party there, and yeah, just at the pool villa and stuff like that.
So I would describe it as like a much quieter, more chill, relaxed version of Pattaya.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know exactly how it's like actually like, because actually I went there just 2-3 days, and like, you know, one night I just only at the pool villa party, drank, and at the last day I just like went to some restaurant like beachfront, and I see it's pretty quiet, and some horse riding.
It sounded like you said horse.
Horse, yeah, the white horse, and
They have a horse on the beach, yeah.
Yeah, just taking picture.
Yeah, actually, Johnny from Johnny There's Something Happening, he lives in Hua Hin.
Lives in Hua Hin.
And I went and visited him when I met him. We went down there for a weekend and hung out. But it's so quiet down there. I think he moved down there to get out of the craziness of Bangkok.
But I don't know, how big is it? Is it really a big area?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really know it that well. But the thing that I was surprised about though is I always thought it was a really popular like beach destination. And I was very underwhelmed. I didn't think the beach was very beautiful. Like, I've been to Phuket a few times. Phuket has beautiful, stunning beaches. And I was there during COVID when there was nobody there, and just completely empty, beautiful, untouched beaches.
And beautiful girls in Phuket.
Have I ever met a beautiful girl in Phuket? I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure I've met them, but I mean, I haven't,
Really?
You see, the thing is, I think a place like Phuket.
Did you ride a motorbike
you have to bring
in
the girl
Phuket?
to Phuket. Yeah, I did. I rode all the way around.
Yeah,
I rode around the whole
It's crazy
island.
because police caught me that time.
They caught you?
Yeah.
Because you didn't have a helmet?
That time I went with my boyfriend that time, and then he didn't wear a helmet. He had just only the driving license, but for car only, but not for the motorbike. I'm not sure.
A Thai license or an international license?
I think it's international license. I'm not sure.
Well, you mean, okay, let's break this down. So a lot of people...
No, but his license has cover just for the car, not the motorbike. It's France. It's French.
France, but not the... So when you go to a foreign country, like if you're French and you go to Thailand, your French license doesn't work in Thailand. You need to apply for what's called an international driving permit. And it's a little book they give you that's like an official document that says, okay, I'm allowed to drive in a foreign country or Thailand. It has a list of all the countries.
Yeah.
So before when I came to Thailand, I would get this document and it's good for a year. It costs like 1,000 baht in my home country.
I'm not sure about that because my boyfriend that time, he told me that it worked for cars and just like that, but not for the motorbike. So I got
Interesting.
caught. And then they asked me for 1,500 baht.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot. And then what my boyfriend said, just go talk to them. You're a Thai. You're gonna get discount. And I said, how? How can I do that? Like, tell me. Or just do it. I was like, fucked. Okay, I have to do this, right? It's my job now. So I told him, sorry, it's okay because I have cash with me, just 500 baht. And then what he said is, why don't you just go ask your boyfriend? He's a Farang. He has a lot of money. That's what he said. That's what the police said. I said like, sorry, we bring just only cash. I only have 500 in my pocket. So there's one police, young police. He came to me and said like, why don't you just give your line ID and then I'll give you discount. You can just pay 500 baht. So I have no choice. So, okay, no problem. And then I gave it to him and I paid 500 baht.
You gave your line ID to the police for a discount.
What he said like, oh, for maybe where you're from? I said like, I'm from Bangkok. Yeah, okay. Maybe when I go to Bangkok, we can meet up and then you can take me to see something in Bangkok. I was like, what? What do you want to see? I just like, okay, fine, you can get it. Once I hop on the motorbike and my boyfriend asked me, what did I do? I said, I gave him my line. And then I just block him immediately after that. And then we just keep riding the motorbike. That's it. That's funny because like it's easy to get discount if you're a Thai and if you're a girl. So I think it's something, you know. But then 2 days later, we got caught again.
I've been here 6 years now. I've never been pulled over by the police.
Really?
And I've done a lot of riding on the islands, but I also, a few years ago, went up north and did a whole week driving around Mae Hong Son. And I thought for sure I'm going to get stopped by the police at some point because they know a lot of people drive on this road.
But you do have the driving license,
I had everything.
helmet,
I
everything.
had helmet, the license. So I was waiting for them to pull me over.
But why you think that they gonna?
I thought they'd pull you over because they know a lot of the foreigners don't. Because really, you're supposed to have your home license, international driving permit, and your home license, if you're riding a bike, has to have a motorcycle license on it. It can't just be a car license. Like if your boyfriend from France has a car license, and even if he has the international driving permit, he's not supposed to be able to ride a bike in Thailand. That's the actual rule. But I think a lot of times the police, if you have enough, they don't really care. But I had everything and nobody pulled me over. In fact, there was only one police checkpoint that I even saw, and they just waved us through. They didn't even have a stop. So I don't know why.
But I think if it's in Bangkok, mostly if you're a foreigner, they just like tell you to stop. I don't know why. Late night.
Oh, well, that's different.
If you're a foreigner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I'm in Bangkok. The police never stopped me. Even I didn't wear a helmet. They never stopped me. But if they saw like, okay, blonde hair and blue eyes or whatever that look like Farang, they're going to stop you. But if you say something, that's my ex-boyfriend trick. He said something in Thai and then the police let him go.
Yeah. So it was before I met you. But so let me explain what happens here. So at night, a lot of times on Sukhumvit Road, the police set up checkpoints. And as the car comes through, they have a spotter. And if there's a foreigner in the taxi or in the car or whatever, they tell the car to pull over. And then when the car pulls over, they take everybody out. They separate you. They start asking you questions. They search your pockets. It's a whole thing. And it was really shocking to me the first time this happened because you can't do this in America. But I know this is Thailand. So I'm really used to this by now. And I know like, okay, if you get out, if this happens, I always just get out. I speak to them in Thai, Sarika, whatever. They ask where you're going. How long have you been here? Whatever. Just speak a little Thai. I take everything out of my pockets before they even ask me. And no problems. Except I had a problem one time. And I told the story on a previous episode. I think it might be episode 8. I can't remember the number, but it was with a blonde girl named Pim. And basically the story was I had just met her in a club and the club was closing early because of COVID stuff. So we're like, let's go get food or something. So she's like, I'll drive. I'm like, oh, you have a car. So I get in her car. She doesn't know about these police checkpoints, how they work. And I'm telling her like, hey, there's a checkpoint coming up. And she drives right through the checkpoint. And then the police freak out and they start chasing us. We tell the whole story on the episode. So we got
saw
chased.
That episode.
Oh, we got chased by like all the police and the motorcycles. They surrounded the car, but they couldn't understand why we ran from them. So it was a whole thing. If you want to see that, you can go check out that episode.
Yeah. Actually, in my hometown in Ubon, we have the Facebook page to tell us real time where's the checkpoint is. Right, because like when I was in the high school, I drive a lot like the motorcycle, so sometimes it's not a good thing. But sometimes I don't wear a helmet. It's just like not that far. But sometimes we have just too many checkpoints, so that's why we have that Facebook page. I think in Thailand, Ubon Ratchathani is the top one that has lots of checkpoints. That's why we have like official Facebook page just to tell where's the checkpoint is. So every time before I go out, I always like, okay, where's it is? Okay, I kind of remember the route, the way. So, okay, I need to avoid this way. I need to go other way.
You know, I still haven't been to Isan. I think I'm going to go this year.
Yeah. Where would you like to go?
I don't know.
Any idea? Any city that you think?
Maybe start with Khon Kaen.
Khon Kaen. Quite good choice.
All right. Well, I need to have dinner. It's already getting late.
What time is it?
It's too late. If you guys want to know some of the best places to go out in Bangkok, if you want to know where to find Earn late night having food, if you want to come find me at the nightclub, hit the subscribe button, check out our Clips channel, support us on Buy Us a Coffee, and we'll see you in the next episode.